What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great evening. Guys, Bitcoin is headed to 28,000 and then it's headed to 32,000. Guys, Bitcoin is headed to 20,000. Guys, Bitcoin is headed to 12,000. Guys, Bitcoin is headed to 48,000. Confused? You have every right to be. There's a lot of people saying a lot of stuff about which way Bitcoin is going. There's only one believes, and I'm going to tell you what's really going on. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Bleeves. This is Bedtime with Bleeves. Make sure on your way in that you hit the like button and the subscribe button. Share this video with everybody on X. Make sure, if you're not following, make sure that you're following me on @BleevesCrypto on X. I am going to go silent for a week on there, and I'm going to log out, so you won't be seeing any activity from me at all. But I will, before I do it, I will create a backup account. And then I'm going to spend a week just being an absolute pain in everybody's ass on that account. I'll follow a few people, stuff like that. I won't talk too much about it, but I'll still post some of the TA, stuff like that. So let's get into what is going on in the broader market. So Bitcoin is going to everything. And we've got a whole bunch of different people. And guys, listen, I want to say this. If you follow Benjamin Cowan, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He is making a guess just like everybody else. He's no better, he's no worse than Frankie Candles, Evan Aldo, me, Sam Price, Crypto Lifer, for those of you who don't know who that is. He is no better than anybody else out here, Gareth Soloway, et cetera, et cetera. But because he's been around for a long time, and one time he predicted something that happened, and it did happen, then for that reason alone, now everybody follows him because it happened during a bull market. Now, that is how this works. And crazy stuff, by the way. You get it right one time and people are all over you, except when you're in the bear market. Then people are like, I don't know, I'm not into crypto right now. I'm just not that into your crypto. But let's get into the good evenings. Mike Vollmer, what is going on? Kai Schlotz in the house. Jay Locke is here. Victor Lopez is in the house. I can't even imagine if you were the Victor Lopez that I grew up with. That would be unbelievable. Ben Farrer is in the house. Richard Nelson is here. Tony P in the house. Sheldon Nelson. The Nelsons are here. Y'all related to Willie by any chance? Jason Pollins, Lando A is in the house. True Dukel's in the house. Tom Collide is here. Tuxyukto, God damn it. The ambassador from New Jersey for Ben is here. Daniel Walker is in the house. Can you play the Westcott crypto video with Ben Armstrong, the rap song? LOL. Ben played it earlier. I don't know what that was. I have no idea. I want to say that God, I can't remember what the guy's name is for the life of me. He is somebody who does. I think the guy that did it was somebody who does other videos and stuff like that for like rap videos. Or I can't, but and I don't like posting other as little as possible. You might notice I do as little as possible posting other people's stuff. I mean, I go laugh because Rodney didn't get any watchers or any viewers on Discover Crypto, just so I can give him grief later on, stuff like that. But I don't like doing too much of that. Croesus is in the house. What is going on, my man? So anyway, we're going to get into this, and we're going to make it as quick as possible. First of all, Bitcoin halving 200 days away. This happens every time. Is it time to double down? Now, this is a little chart kind of giving you an idea of where we are in the halving phase. With 200 days left, you are right here. We had a nice little run up right here, which basically was a 65%. We were down 65% from the local top over here. And then we got on a nice little run to lead into the halving. Also over here, you do have to remember something, and I want to point this out. Guys, this little area right here, I want to point this out. This little spot right in here, as you guys can see, by the way, I got a little drawing thing again because it was annoying me not to have one. But that little spot right there, right here, God damn it, now it's too big. Ooh, that's what she said. That right there, that's COVID drop, okay? So I want to preface this by saying that is the COVID drop. So what would have happened, or what should have happened, is that we should have had this sort of 200-day sort of upward mobility taking us into the halving, then a little sideways action as everybody took their profit, and then we had the little takeoff, right? Then over here, what we had was 200 days, and we had kind of come along here. We were moving down, and then we got the spike up, right? Well, we were moving down right here, 200 days, and then instead of getting the spike up, which led to this right here, we had this COVID problem, this massive issue with the Chinese government and what was going on overseas. So that led to a lack of movement here. But if you just take this out of the equation here and just kind of think, this is what would have happened. 200 days, we came down a little bit, and then boom, we would have been off to the races. And probably that's a little bit high. But we probably would have dinged out right here at $100,000 Bitcoin, because we would have run during that period of time. So it would be safe to assume, barring a real black swan event. Now, I don't think that Israeli and Palestine is that black swan event, although Mohammed bin Salman has come out today in support of Palestine. Lebanon has come out today in support of Palestine. And there's an argument to be made that the Israelis, when the Jews are fleeing Europe and settling here, that Palestine, even though it was not recognized, was their home, and they've been kind of thrown out of their home. And of course, ideological principles abound. So there's an argument on both sides, and they can't seem to share the place. So we could be looking at a black swan event in this range. But if we are not, if this gets settled quickly, and I do think that the Israeli military is ready to settle this quickly, then we're going to see a move, and we could see something in the neighborhood of 40,000 by next year. And we could be looking somewhere in the neighborhood of 30-something thousand to close out the end of this year. There could be a very big play to be had from this range all the way up. So bear in mind that, and just keep that in mind. I'm not sure that that's going to be the case, but that's the argument that people are making right now. So next, we got Jeanette in the house. What is going on? And we got Crypto Cappy in the house. Howdy, partner, coming in from Texas, coming in hot. Bitcoin price prediction as Bitcoin recovers past 26K resistance. Are the bulls taking over? Bitcoin's weekly close below 28K, right at resistance. Not a good news for bulls. Now, the reason for that is we were looking for a close above 28,000 on the weekly, and we did not get that. Coming back over here on this weekly candle, you can see right here the close on this candle was 27,902. Oh no, I'm sorry. Close was 27,527 with a wick up into 27,902 on that day. We could not hold 28,000 to close the month. That would indicate a bearish move. However, that was the weekly. For the monthly, we had a nice month from 26,244 up to 27,502 was the close. So 527, sorry. So even though that was a negative, this is not an overall negative sort of thing. So I don't think that we're in a bad position right now. I think there's going to be some fallout in the total market cap for the market in the next little while. As you can see, we had the little sell off and the sell down right here. We had a wick that brought us down. This is total market cap, by the way, down into our bounce range. We bounced back up, but now we're just kind of ranging underneath, and we're looking for a move in one direction or the other. So that's what this is representing here, right here. The crypto market capitalization is down 3.2% for the week of 1.09 trillion. However, this is more of a high base effect due to a solid start to October, which quickly deflated. A Bitcoin poised to challenge 28,000 amid market uncertainty. The price of Bitcoin is still close to the resistance level. The price will only move in a positive direction if Bitcoin can maintain its position above the 28,000 mark. We are still anticipating a test of the resistance area. Now, when I go to the liquidity map and when I go to liquidation areas, by the way, this is why we look at this map right here to try to figure out what is going on. This is the heat map that tells you where people will get liquidated. So if these people get liquidated to the tune of all of the money that we're showing here, and by the way, I'm looking at a 12-hour map right now. I'm not looking at a long-term map. This is a very short term. But if we get into this range and we start liquidating this, then it would shoot us over 28,000. Now, the question is getting there, and do the bulls and do the bears want to comply to get us there? Now, for that to happen, what we need are these little liquidations. Now, remember, these are short liquidations. So a short liquidation is a buy order, okay? So I want you to imagine here, all of these people right here, these are buyers in the market. These are active traders in the market. Without this money down here, this is where we're trading, okay? Now, if these are buyers in the market and they're going to be active no matter what the price is, then if it dumps down here and we grab this liquidity, whatever this amount is and what it represents in terms of market cap. So if this represents 16 million, 12 million in these ranges, if this is, 50 million, 60 million, 70 million, and that puts us up here at just a little bit higher, then that means when these guys are done sweeping this, they're going to put their money back in and we're going to be up here, which will be enough to move us into this area. And this is where the longs, this is where the shorts start getting liquidated. I'm sorry, God damn it, I put that in reverse. Oh my God. These shorts over here, this is where the longs are getting liquidated, by the way. My bad. So these are sells. This would dunk on the price. But when it comes up here, this is going to push the price up. So if we can get into this range right here and then all the way up through here, then we're looking at a lot of different liquidations and a lot of different areas and levels. That's a 24-hour chart. When we get to the 3-day chart, you can look at the 3-day chart and you can see like we're sitting right at a good level right now, where if we can just get into this 27,008, and look, we wicked up into this range today. After sweeping down here, we picked up this big pocket, and I told you guys that we were coming down for that big pocket. Do you remember? If you remember, then you know that that's what we did. Now, the question is, where's the most heat? And what's the easiest method? Right there, there's 48 million sitting right there. It's 57, there's 29. So if we come down here and we look through this level here again, 15, 48, 13, 15, 48, 13. Up here, we're looking at 29, 57, 18, 13, 48. Okay, so the likely direction of the market is going to be up, but it might be easier. I'll move this over here. Might be easier if we came down here, grabbed this, and then reversed, and then went back up here to get into this range at 27.8. So that's what the market is looking like at this point. It doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen, but it is what it does look like for right now. So we're going to be interested to see why is this? There we go. All right, guys, trying to make this as easy as possible, by the way, so that it's legible. but not in my way. So working my way through this thing. And this heat map is at the exact wrong spot. So liquidity wise, I still and I got to be honest with you, I'm unclear about what the biggest path is. What I'm doing right now is basically broadly guessing. When I zoom out to the 1 week, the 1 week looks like we would want all of this down in this little range right here, but it would require sell-off. This is the perfect time for that sell-off. However, there's a whole bunch sitting up here that would probably come into play a little bit easier. We swept down here, and we are looking at a pattern here. So we swept down, then we swept down again, then we swept down again, then we swept upwards, and we grabbed these pockets of about 100 million. Then we made our way back down. So do we sweep through here one more time, which is in the 27.3, 27.4 range? And then do we make a big move back to the upside from there and get back into this 27.8 range? That's going to be the question. And, you know, I don't know the answer to that, but I think that when I look at all of these pieces, that we are destined for 28.8, that big candle, that big wick right here in the middle of everything that you can see right here. That big wick right there, that big finger in the middle at 28.8. That's the area where the most likely, that's where we're going to end up. If we come down here, we'll come down here. But at the end of whatever play that we make, whether it's to grab this or not, we're going to end up at least at 28.8 for some period of time. That's what it looks like. That's written in the stars at this point. So Bitcoin bulls encircle 28K, as Trader says, big buyer must step in. And that is where we run into the real questions. In order to get over 28K, we need a big buyer. So how do we find a big buyer? Where is a big buyer out here that can step in or will step in? And of course, we can't go out there. We can't do anything. Like we can't do much about it. But hold on one second, guys. All right. So we can't find the buyer. The buyer just has to step in. Like that's what we're looking for. And if we can get something like that, then we're in good position. Now, the good part, the good part about all of this that I'm talking about right now is this right here. 10-year yields are starting to fall down 0.1% in the last 24 hours. Toxie, that is from CoinGlass. You can go into CoinGlass and you can look at liquidation. You can look at the liquidation map, and you can look your way down there, and you will find it. It's actually pretty easy. As a matter of fact, let's pop over here, and you go to CoinGlass, and then you're going to go to liquidation, which is right up here, and then there's 3 little areas for a drop-down menu. And you can see it on the screen right now. It says liquidation heat map. All you gotta do is pop into liquidation heat map. And there's different ways. Like there's liquidation map right here, which is the one that we normally use. There's liquidation, which is the dollar amounts, which tells you how much 1 hour, how much got wrecked in each one of these periods of time. And then there's plenty of other data that you can look at, like Bitcoin rate of return. How are we doing based on the month right now? The month of October, we're up 2%. We were up 3.9%. So, we've got this thing going on. We've got this quote unquote black swan type event, but it's not really dunking on the market too much at this point, not yet. So when people come back to us and they talk about the struggles and all the things that are happening, it's not real. We haven't experienced, we're not experiencing some kind of bad vibe that we're seeing right now. But anyway, so that's where we are. That's what's going on. And as long as this continues to tick down, and it just tick down just a little bit more, if this continues to tick down, then you are going to see more risk asset and more risk money come into the market. Now, you don't see it on the Asian market, and you're not going to see it on the Middle Eastern markets. You're not going to see it. You see a little bit of it in the European market. If that were to happen, if we start to see the 10-year yield start to come down, you'll see a little more risk savvy people stepping into the market to buy Bitcoin and to buy some of these crypto assets. But until we actually get that that full-fledged move, then and by that I mean down here into, I want to say, just reasonably speaking, under 4%. Under 4% no longer makes this attractive, because again, for every $1 million, you get $40,000. $40,000 is not a lot of money, but if you have $5 million and you're putting $5 million and you're getting a guaranteed rate of return of $200,000 every year, that's not nothing. That keeps the lights on in your mansion for the year. You know what I mean? So when it gets under 4, that's when we probably will start to see a rally in crypto. So we're going to be watching this, and we're going to be keeping track of this every single day. And let's do CNN Dow Jones. We can actually look at the futures chart, and we can see what the pre-stock market. I might even bring this one back as we start. And you look right now, fear is driving the market, but we're positive for tomorrow so far. So we'll see. We're in October, November, December. So we're at reporting time. So people are going to be reporting their earnings for this quarter, and it's probably already started. Nothing major. First couple of days, we don't get anything like really big. Calendar tomorrow, Teramo. We don't even know these companies. Vox International, maybe we know them. MDAI, Spectral, REL. Delta Airlines, I don't think it's going to really move. It's not going to, none of this is going to really affect crypto. And SG's Comtech, maybe you could argue. JP Morgan Chase, United Health. JP Morgan Chase will affect crypto. They do have a good portfolio. So you're going to see banks on October 13, which is going to be this Friday. So we're going to get the bank numbers for this Friday. And if the banks suck, then that's going to be really weird. If the banks are not making money, then that could be where we start to see a little bit of struggle. But coming into the 16th, nothing. We got a few more banks, and we got Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin making out today. Woohoo! Nothing like war to make that money boat run. We've got we got Procter and Gamble, we got Morgan Stanley. This is just broad market stuff. Tesla, here we go. So the first big one that will move crypto is going to be Tesla and Netflix, and that is on October 18th. So next Wednesday. Then we've got AT&T, American Airlines. Taiwan Semiconductors is a crypto mover. We've got Blackstone out here. We've got Nokia, and then we've got KeyCorp. And then on Friday, we got CSX, Bank Ozark. I don't think that's going to no, it's Thursday. I'm sorry. And then Friday, we've got American Express, Comerica. So, there's going to be there's going to be some of these things that'll pop up as we start to move into it that really start to have a bearing. RTX, NVIDIA is going to be a big one. Verizon is going to be a big one. Snapchat, not nearly as much. Texas Instruments, a little bit. But they'll come up along the way. T-Mobile actually will if it's doing good, it'll move the market. Meta will move the market. And then I think that Thursday and Friday, what are we getting? Should we get Apple on Friday? No, we're getting Intel on that Friday. So by the end of this month, we should have a clear understanding of where the broader market is trending and trading. So we'll know more there, and it should be still good. So we'll see what happens there. So but that's the idea so far. And as a matter of fact, yes, I am. I have not traded yet. I just started attaching wallets and doing everything in there, but I haven't yet done any trading because I've been busy all day. So I didn't get a chance to do anything with it. But let's move that on. So now the market is coming down. It looks like we are starting to get a little bit of a surge back. Guys, I don't know what to tell you about Dubai. Somebody sold 63 ETH. That person that sold 63 ETH was actually a person from Ben. I don't know who it was, but they sold just a massive amount, and then moved it over and bought more Ben token for this little run up right here. So I don't know who that was, but they were one of the big buyers that moved the Ben token up. Then, of course, sold off because you know how it goes. And then we hit that 786 fib retracement, and then where do we go? Exactly where I told you guys we were going to go, to the 2926 line. And then what do? We came down to the 618. Now, if this plays out, by the way, if you are a Ben coin holder, what you're seeing is a bullish indicator. You're seeing a bullish sort of move. And then let's delete that. Let's pop this out. Let's get rid of the fib retracement, playing out perfectly on a fib retracement. But the important thing here is if Ben is playing out the way that it looks like it's playing out right now, we are minting a top here. If this plays out for the next up until 8 o'clock in the morning, if this continues to bing bong around in this range right here, then that is the ascending wedge. And if that ascending wedge plays out, then we are off to the races. And that will probably lead to a retest of this high up here at 47. Again, we're going to go level by level. If we have that breakout there, and that's a very big if. I want to say that. I want to preface this with, if we have a breakout in any kind of range right here, then the 786 level brings us back down to 31, which is right here at the top end of this range, with the 618 being on that 3358 line. And it would look something like, we'd move around here and then bang, we get the nice little rip, and then we come back down and retest right here, retest 39 over here, come back down into the 618, and then boom, we come off, and maybe then we test 55.82. If that's the case, we do have the V2 coming. However, I should note that the enthusiasm has waned. Now, I don't mean to say that it's waned long term, but there's only excuse me, there's only so much only so much that you can get in terms of that sentiment. And this bullish divergence that's playing out down here at the bottom, absolutely disagree. This one is telling you right here that this move right here is corresponding to this one right here, and that is barely a bullish divergence. So I don't think that this is, and I could be wrong, because you got the big red candle minting right here saying that we're coming down, right? And we did come down based on that. So I think that this, might kind of trend sideways and then up, or at least that's what I'm convincing myself of, because I do still think that this is probably going to be pretty bullish over the next couple of days. As you guys have noticed, Ben is feeling really good right now. He's in a great mood. Things have started to change. Some of these deals are finally getting knocked out. Some of this money that he's been missing, that these guys, I'm supposed to say allegedly stole from him, crime, and didn't give him, still haven't given him anything, to cut him off completely from everything. You know who I'm talking about. So they completely did all this kind of stuff. And now, it is cup and handle, but it's a very long, that's a very long one. And, I would prefer, I look at that, but the other thing that is a problem for me is when I see this, this breakout right here, this right here tells me that we're going down, because this is the divergence that I'm looking for the double top. And if I get a double top like that, and then you could also argue that this double top over here, it's just even, and it'll go, but you're looking at the most recent top, and that really was the most recent top over there. So I get nervous when I see that. So the cup and handle might be playing out. Prefer it looked a little bit better in how it's formed, but maybe it will over the next couple of hours start to form out just a little bit out this way, and then boom, we'll be off to the races. So possible and potentially likely. I do want to also say that, because again, Ben is, even though he says he's not going to talk about it too much, he will be talking about it at least some. So we should see something playing out over the next little while for Ben. So I would like to see, by the way, a test of, and we're not going to see a test of these other highs, by the way. I just don't like it. It would take a miracle. And look, if there's anybody who's going to give us a miracle, then sure. I mean, you could argue that it would be Ben Armstrong, just talking about his token and just kind of pushing it every day. Maybe that's the case, but I think utility is way more important right now than, some kind of pump. So, even if we got to 65.08, I still wouldn't feel great, You know what I mean? Like I want to see, I want to see the utility. I want to see the function. I want to see the uses, and then we'll talk about, you know, what happens next. And if I come out here, by the way, if we get back into this range, look at this volume here. If we can get back into this range and we can get some buyers in and we can do a test right here at this 34, it is a short run up here, and then it gets even better all the way up. So, I mean, it's possible that we could rip to 65. But the question most people are wanting to know is, can we drop that zero? And I just, like, guys, I'm not bearish at all, but I just don't see it yet, because, you know, we got to get there before anything else happens. And, you know, I would think this, there was at one point, I think you heard this on the X spaces that we had. There was an investor who was going to put $1 million into liquidity, basically, and or most of it was going to be. Then I think that the person just kind of ghosted everybody and kind of bailed out. So, and Ben was like, you know, I've never really had that happen before. And that guy just kind of disappeared and ghosted. So he's not involved. And so that extra $1 million that would have gone into liquidity, basically that would have doubled the price, I think, from where it was when the liquidity pool was sitting at like 1 million. And I want to go over here and check it out, by the way, and say that liquidity is at 1.12 million. So that would have made the market cap here 20 million. So the market cap of 20 million would put the price right now at 5,000. So if this guy wasn't a dirty little, what the French call hoe-handed Jeet bitch ass trick, I think that's the French word for it, then we'd be trading right around here. So this is the level right there. We're going to make that a big 4 right there. That would be the level that we'd be trading at right now if that guy had actually come through and wasn't what you would call a, I mean, what do you call it? Dubai clown? Do you call them clowns in Dubai? I don't know what the Arabic word for clown is, but whatever it is, that's him. So that's what happened with that. And that's why you didn't see a nice higher floor being held. And, you know, say what you want about it, but that's really what it kind of came down to, is that we didn't get that big floor and that big hold up right there. And look, we've got some action. We've got 5.9 more. We just got a big buy coming in. As soon as we get those big buys, by the way, we get those big sells from these people. So chart's still active. 24-hour volume 1.32 million, which means that doing a really good job right now. If you remember here, it was 0.3% going into that's the fee, 0.3% on Uniswap. So 1.32 million. They're able to fund this with that fee right there. So that is making this a whole lot easier. It's giving them a couple $1,000s a day so that they can continue to build out this project and make all of this other stuff happen while not having to dip into and or borrow from anybody else. So that's why I'm super excited about where Ben's going. I just, you know, I would like to see it happen a little bit faster for this market, because I think, by the way, let me tell you something. If we could get, for any reason get this thing to run, right? Guess what happens? The rest of the market looks at this and they lose their goddamn minds. Anybody else, by the way, have all the ads removed off of their stuff lately? Like I don't get an ad anywhere. And I don't have, by the way, I don't have an ad blocker. Just so you guys can see up here, you can see like what apps I'm using in the top right hand side on Chrome. Like I'm not using an app right now that would block anything. I'm using an AI app. I'm using a couple wallets. I have a video downloader in case I find something hilarious I want to download. But I've got Perplexity AI. I've got Google Image Restored because I don't like using the new Google Image. And that's it. Like I don't have any, and still ad removed. If I go to different websites, ad removed. This ad came through, but Google is getting like Google's becoming something else when it comes to controlling what you see. I'm just going to say that. Oh man, did I say that on, God damn it, I said that on their property, didn't I, on YouTube? Oh well, guys, it was nice knowing you. Anyway, so liquidation heat map done. This is done. Broader market right now, 45. We're in the neutral territory. We're still feeling pretty good about it. We're not dipping too much, but 28 billion in 24-hour volume. That's not going to set the world on fire. 50% on Bitcoin dominance right now. 17.7% for ETH. You know, a lot of red in the market. Few percentage points down for everything. Bitcoin's still kind of holding though. So with that being the case, I feel like maybe, just maybe, Ben's going to continue to run. Like I think that cup and handle breakout thing is going to happen over the next few hours. I hate this bat, by the way. I do not like going to Dex Tools anymore. Like it's really starting to annoy me just to go there. But so we've got the move here. And for those of you watching, we've got this move right here. And then we've got the handle being formed on this cup. So if that plays out, then we are off to the races, and we'll see at the finish line, as Zig Ziglar would say. But other than that, let's go look real quick at some of the trades that I'm on. Also, this was just what I said today. Earlier this afternoon, when we were looking at the charts, I said, you know, this is what's playing out right now, and I'm seeing this pattern develop, and this really looks like an ascending wedge. So what happens, by the way, and you know what? God damn it! Of course, I should go back here and show you what I was seeing, right? Because duh. So let's go back to the 1 hour over here. What I'm seeing right now is this wedge is kind of forming, right? So what happens when I've got the wedge forming? Well, this is what it looks like, right? We've got the wedge forming right here. The tops are staying or just barely breaking and coming back down and settling. So we're just basically going across, and then we've got higher lows coming in every single time. It's a bullish indicator for a breakout. So I said earlier today that I'm looking at this and says just a Bitcoin guess for right now. That was at 10:19 a.m. this morning. I was predicting that this green arrow, we were going to pop into wherever this was coming down. And it was basically what I was looking at is the 200 moving average coming down into this direction, and that spot would be where it would reject, right? So that was just me guessing what would happen. So flash forward a couple hours later, and what the hell happened? There you go, right there. This is what the breakout looks like. Now, you can see here that it broke down just a little bit, and then all of a sudden it was off to the races. And where did it stop? The 200 SMA. You can see it right here, completely popping right there. And then it wicked all the way up to exactly where I told you guys that it was going to go. So basically, victory lap is mine. Then this was the heat map, and I was showing you where the liquidity is on the heat map. I'm wildly guessing because this is a black swan moment, because it looks like the path used will be to finish the liquidity sweep through 27.2K. Then we would make a move. So what happened? We went down to 27.2K right here, 27,253, 27,250, and from 27.2, and then a quick reversal to grab the previous point of control. And the previous point of control was 27,000 right here, 27,700. Where do we go? 27,700. So, I mean, this played out exactly like we said that was going to play, basically. We got in here. We got this liquidity on both sides of the spectrum. And then the next question is quick reversal to grab the previous point of control, and then up to 28.2K. So now the question becomes, how does the market get up to 28.2? 28.2 is where that big pocket of liquidity right here is. So now it's going to take a big move in order to get up there. We just saw on all the charts what it looks like. So that's what I think is going to happen. I do think that we're still in line. I do think it's still going to happen unless we get some wild ass news tonight. And you know, anything is possible in the world. But yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. I think that 28.2 is in the cards. Now, Volt, there you go. Volt did it again, had a nice little sell down, and you know, it was having a nice little recovery. We were having that moment where, all right, cool guys, we're having the reversal, we're having the big move, we're having the big moment. But to be fair, like 2,300, that's exactly where we've been. So all of this pump that I thought, you know, maybe this is a good start, maybe this is a good move, right? Well, here we are right where we were for the last month or so, from this little downward spiral. And I don't know, by the way, what it was that sold off. I don't know if it's 8CFC is the one that looked like it did the big sale. And I don't know what that is. Token transfer, pulled everything out. Looks like they just kind of cashed out a little while ago on everything. They had been looks like maybe they're a long-term holder. They are a Ben holder, been holding 1.29 trillion tokens in Ben for a long time, holding Dubai X. Somebody in this chat right now, god damn it, hey, you got this much money, you better be throwing me a tip someday. Remember that. But anyway, so they're selling out here and then sold out again here a little bit later on. So at least, I guess here's the good thing. The good thing to say is at least it's not 5277. So, to be happy that it's not, what is it, Coin Rabbit. Be happy that it's not Coin Rabbit selling off on the chart again. We haven't seen that since September 30. So maybe the worst of all of this is behind us. So, but there you go. A nice big sell down. And this is just arbitrage going back and forth between the market. So, and by the way, Coin Rabbit could be using a different wallet by this point because, I don't think they hear me talking about it, but we need that reversal. Really, what we really need to see off of Volt was at least maintaining this point of control right here, especially in the downward sort of move of the market. We're not moving down anymore with the rest in the broader market, but Volt is now coming down based on that. So a quick buyback and reversal back to the 200 SMA and a bounce off of that up into the 25 range to the 50 SMA, then a test into the value area high, bouncing back off of the 50 SMA, which will then turn and start to move back up and bouncing off of that, and then coming up to come test and create this new area right here that it tested before. If that doesn't happen, then we're probably going to start breaking down a little bit more, a little bit longer. So, but that's not me. There's nothing against Volt, by the way. That's just the way the market works. The market is the market. If you want to prove it wrong, reach into your pocket and buy up some Volt to prevent that from happening. It's about all you can do, really. So SHIB 68.98 continuing its little move down here. Now this is a flag play out. Again, this is the same thing that we were looking at before. Not as clear and not as across the top. You can make an argument that those two right there kind of break the pattern, but you do see, if you are seeing this like me right here, this is real consolidation right in that range right there. Very, very tight. If I pull out a Bollinger Band, it's going to be. So, I mean, I would make an argument to say that there is a potential breakout, right? Because it's stuck at the top here and it's doing an ascending wedge. There is an argument to be made for a breakout. Now, the problem with this is that you still have to account for these big sticks right there. And then when you do that, you turn this into basically a pennant. And then the pennant is coming from up here. Now that turns your potential bullish indicator into a bear flag. And that means we're going down. That's what this pattern will represent. But if we go back here and we look at this pattern right here and we disregard this and say maybe this was, part of that more volatile part of the market, when everything was happening here, it was just kind of settling into position. And if we take that out of the equation and we look at this, then this might be that there is a potential to break out and, at least get up to 7,000, get into the value area high, maybe even get back up into this point of control at 72, but not much more than that, not for right now. Bone continuing to dwindle. By the way, remember, I told you the last time when this happened that Bone was going to be a buy at these prices. And a couple of you did do that, by the way. And when you did, that ended up being a nice little, nice little breakout play for you over here. And we are now lower than we were before when I was telling you around that 70, 80 cent mark. That was going to be the play, right? So then we got this run right up here, and then we wicked out at 92 cents right there. Great play, by the way. That's, you've got to consider what your percentages are, because it's not about, there you go, 18% right there. So if you're using 10x leverage, that's 180%. If you're using 20x leverage, and you got the bottom, the important part is you got the bottom. 20x leverage, that's 360% play out. And I'm not even using the very bottom over here and the very top over here. So this was a significant move and a significant opportunity to play it. And then if you saw this playing out, got to this point of control, I'm just going to point this out here. If you listen to me and this 4 hour, if you went to the point of control and then it came all the way back down and all the way back down here, it just hit it just hit this value area low. Like if you just took a chance and played it back down, then this was a magnificent play for you. So market's starting to pump again. So here's my longs. I'll show you what I've got going on so you guys can see it. I do need the market to come down just a little bit more to get out of a bad short that I'm in, but I'm not really worried about it because it's only 50 bucks. But so we got MEXC right here. I'm down 11 bucks on this one. I entered just a little while ago at 27,618 on the hopes that we would get up to a 27.8. I set a take profit here at very low number, 27,800 for a small $46 profit on that one. And then on Fairdesk, Fairdesk I was a little more aggressive with because I got a little bit more money laying up over here. I got in at 27,600. I'm down $21, but I set my take profit up here at the same thing at 27,710, which now that I look at it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Let's go up here and come on, ball out, dog. All right, so we're gonna make it 27,800. Now, when I was looking at this over here, I was not convinced that we were gonna make this big move back to this to this low. I was sitting here like thinking like, I don't know if this is gonna happen. I don't know if we're gonna get like some kind of breakdown. Like I'm still worried that this market is going to start bleeding just a little bit more to try to grab that liquidity. But my liquidation level is 26,796. I'll take that for a liquidity sweep if that's all that happens. And that'll put me down just a little bit. It'll annoy the shit out of me if we go down like that, because that'll mean I could have gotten in lower. But I started looking at it and I thought, the way this looks right now, it looks like it's scheduled for another break. So, and let me show it to you right here. So the way this is lining up for me right now is this looks like it's another flag pattern playing out. Let me come over here to TradingView. It's easier to show you on TradingView, I guess. TradingView 1 hour. Here we go. And then let's go to the shorter time zone here. So you can see this play out a little. Let's do 30 minutes, a little easier this way. So on the 30-minute, what we had was bullish indicator. What we had was a move here from down here to up here. Then we had this move right here where this is now creating what appears to be a nice little pennant playing out. So when it's coming from the bottom up here and then it consolidates right here, it generally means that it's consolidating for that next leg up. So let's remove this. And then let's look at one more indicator and then see what we say. So what I say is we've got, back to the 30-minute, we've got this massive wick right here where we bounced off of our little area here through the point of control, created a new, no, we didn't go to the point of control. We went to the value area low, and then we popped up here, and we're still up here. We're not minting a wick on the top of this. This thing is still pumping. So it looks like, and that's why I did it, god damn it, because the point of control is 27,733. So that's why I was setting it at that level. Duh, you idiot. So anyway, that's where this is possibly going. And then up here you have 27,780 on the 200 SMA. So you might see that move up here and then see a wick right there, and then you might see a candle, and then it might come back down to here. And if it does that, that's going to be what's best for me, because I also have, and I'm sitting on this, and I'm not sure, like I don't want to lose this trade and get out of it just because I'm in it, but it's only $5, right? But it's a short on Bitcoin. And every time I get down here to this value area, so what I did is I took 27,400. So in the event that we come back down here in this 27,400 range, it's going to be zero profit. I'm actually probably going to spend more fees. It's probably going to cost me more than I make off of it just to get back out of it. But then I want to hit that bottom like over here, and then I want to just go super long on it and try to turn this back into, because remember, I had like $5,000 in here and it is gone. We got wrecked in this little range right here when this market capitulated. So there we go. Let's see. Why Ben ignores you. You were not invited today. Yeah. I think they are getting bad vibes about you. They might be. Fake friend, learn TA. Okay. Good for you, buddy. Using your words. Anyway, why? I don't know. To be fair, what I'll say is this. I've been Ben's friend for a couple months now, but Seth has been his friend, Mind Your Biz, for years. J-Chain's been there for years. AJ's been there for years. So I don't think that I fit into that dynamic the same way. So I don't really worry too much about it. I hope something good happens with my relationship with these guys. Like, I hope something good happens. But if nothing good happens, something good has already happened. I covered Ben, you guys, some of you, I made friends with. I'm doing what I like. So I'm okay with whatever happens. I will tell you this, that I'm going to be talking to them. I don't want to say when, but at some point pretty soon, I'll be talking to them about Crypto Crossfire. And, maybe I'll make an appearance or 2 or 20 or 50. Or, I mean, you never know what's going to happen. But until there's something to announce, there's nothing to announce. And I am Ben focused and they are crypto focused, and we'll see what happens, if anything. But until then, I don't know. This is not financial advice. My name is Believes. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm about to scare you. Remember, if you can, hit that outro. After the outro, hit refresh, leave a comment down below. Let people know so that they can get in here, because that does help in the algorithm. And make sure that you hit the like button on the way out. If you're like Chris the Dominator and you don't like me, or you pretend, I don't know, hit the dislike button. That counts too.
It's been a long day. I mean, a long week, maybe a long year.
Oh, wait, and one more thing. I wanted to remind you guys that that I am Donald Trump's favorite YouTube channel.
I'm about to drop some hugely powerful alpha. And that's what they call it. They call it alpha, believe me. Okay? And not many people know this, but alpha means that I know big things, strong things, powerful things. So here's the alpha, folks. If you want to be hugely rich like me, you got to join and subscribe to the BLEEVESCRYPTO YouTube channel. You got to become a member, because many people say, quite frankly, it's the strongest YouTube channel out there. It's fantastic. It's the best. So let me know what you think, folks. Funny Donald out.
And if you can't trust Donald Trump, who else can you trust? We'll see you guys in the morning.
It's been a long day. I mean, a long week, maybe a long year. So let's get something clear. We're gonna stock up on some party favors later on. Tell everybody they're invited. You should come along. Let's bring your good foot.